Los Angeles, California, the headquarters of the Recording Connection. Now, I'm super excited today because we got some really, really cool grind ops. And I want to remind everybody that towards the end of the show, I do my Q&A. So make sure you get your questions going and bubbling in your mind right now. So at the end of the show, I can just knock them out for you. All right. So for those of you just tuning in, again, welcome to Connected. This is a show that obviously connects you, but not only connects you, but gets you going and experiencing other things that we have, like job opportunities, right? Because everyone in these fields, the music, film, broadcasting, always hit me up like, yo, man, you got the hookup. What do you got going on? Can you throw me something? Well, this is a show where I get to actually throw you something. All right. So that's 5 job ops every Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if we do the math, that's 20 a month. So I always encourage everybody and everybody in my environment to, check in and catch me on the show. This show that's kind of geared towards the give back and also kind of just reintroducing the fundamentals of business for you guys. A couple weeks ago, we posted a resume that pretty much was a great template for those of you who, kind of are iffy about what to put on your resume. How do I do it? What should it look like? So that was, something I was happy we were able to kind of put out there in front for you guys. So today, I'm extremely excited about one particular grind op, all of them, but there was one that really popped out to me. So before I get into these, make sure you got your pen and pad, your notes together, because along with the grind ops, I also provide very, very detailed information. And so also make sure you stay with me throughout the show, because we'll be having a link on the right side of your screen, which will be the only way for you to apply for these actual jobs. All right, but you got to stay with me, okay? So we're going to roll into grind op number 1. Grind op number 1 is in the field of film. All right, this is staff production supervisor. You'll be the key liaison between company and freelance producers, office, showbiz, budgeting, and .0 knowledge A+. This is in Los Angeles, California, my hometown. And let me see. Let me pull some more info for you guys. So the details of that will be strong production, minded individual to help manage and coordinate day-to-day logistics of commercial and documentary projects in various stages of production. Candidate must have experience in a film set or film studio. Organizational skills is a must. That's actually dope. We really never get to really talk about the importance of organizational skills and structure. And when I think of things, when I think of kind of just being in these different realms of whether it's broadcast or engineering, structure is a huge, huge thing for just, the not even the professional side, but just, how you navigate and operate in these particular work environments. Structure is everything. Being organized is everything. First and foremost, you want to be organized, all right? Because with organization comes promptness. You're on time. You got your day mapped out. You get into the workplace. You know what you're going to do. You know how you're going to execute it. So that's really, really huge. And I'm glad that actually came up in these details, because that's something I haven't really been able to touch on. So that's really good. So it also mentions to be strong production minded. So you definitely want to have, experience in this kind of, this kind of platform, strong production supervisor. So you got to have leadership. Leadership skills is another thing I haven't really touched on throughout the show. So, leadership skills is huge, but that only comes with experience in dealing with people, really, because when you're dealing with, a group of people, you have to have a sort of confidence about what the job task is, how you implement, the work, the schedule, the execution. So that's really big. And you also have to have the experience in a film set or film studio. Okay. So that's kind of where, your resume comes in as far as what you've been able to do. And, like I always say on the resume side, not a bunch of fluff, but actual real-time experience. And also, too, we talk about, in the last couple of weeks, how important it was, to have your letterhead together to also go along with your resume, which is why you feel you're great for the job and why you feel you should be hired. All right. So those two things go hand in hand. And again, definitely got to have experience in a film set or film studio. So you want to be able to show that you've been able to have a couple of those jobs under your belt. All right, so that's grind op number 1, and again, that was in Los Angeles, California. We're going to move over to grind op number 2. Now, this grind op particularly was the one I'm extremely excited about. I know this one, is great for anybody, definitely in this area, because it's definitely, it's a 3 months amount of time, which gives you a great time to really lock in. And if they love you, 9 times out of 10, they take you on board for everything. So I'm gonna get into this grind op. This is in the field of recording, assistant audio engineer, intern. And this is for a multi-Grammy award-winning band looking for a full-time intern for 3 months. Must know Pro Tools. This is Las Vegas-based opportunity, and it's a huge opportunity. Okay, again, this is in Las Vegas. So a couple more details. I mean, obviously, it's an amazing opportunity. It's for one of the biggest bands in the world. I can't tell you. I'd love to tell you, but I believe the genre of this band is indie rock. So if you're familiar with those particular genres, this would be great for you. They're looking for the intern assistant for 3 months while they record their entire album. The band is in, again, the indie rock market. So anyone with a passion, experience in those genres, you should definitely jump on this. Also, some of the key details are pay available upon absence of first assistant, must be based in Las Vegas with flexible scheduling. Intern must have base level audio engineering knowledge. Sense of privacy is required. Unique, once in a lifetime opportunity to get valuable knowledge, connections, and experience within the music industry. Now, for this, particular opportunity, because it's a huge opportunity. In this climate, for instance, privacy, means, most likely in this environment, you're not telling folks, you're not having people show up to the studio, you're not having people join you at lunch, you're not selfies, you're not filming. Those kind of things will definitely get you kicked out of this environment. All right, so you don't want to do none of that. And you also want to have experience in dealing with people and artists, because there's a certain climate in these particular environments when you're dealing with a band or an artist at this level. You just kind of got to be a fly on the wall and just offer assistance in any way, shape possible to help this session go along smoothly. And the great thing is, in these kind of things, if they take a liking to you, they usually scoop you up. I know I've done that in the past. I've started with a runner at a studio in Los Angeles, which was the Village Recorder. And at the time, he was just a runner, and I just asked him if he could do something on the board for me. And as we started, to kind of get used to each other, he ended up becoming my main engineer. So those are the kind of things you want to be mindful of. It's not only the knowledge or the connection, but it's the experience. And that also looks great on your resume. And that resume with something like this will get you a lot further, faster. And again, I can't stress enough to, in regards to how great this opportunity is. I mean, I know a lot of guys who are, in the intern level of engineering assistants, and I bet you if I got any of them on the phone right now and went over these details with them, they'd be like, where show up, I'll drive, I'll get an apartment, so those are the things you want to be mindful of. Obviously for this particular grind up, you must be based in Las Vegas and with a flexible scheduling. For those of you who are on the come up, I would say clear your schedules. So that way you're not making sure your schedule is flexible. All right, you clear your schedule, you ain't got nothing going on but to be, there for this particular grind up. Again, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, fellas, ladies, whoever's, viewing. So that's a great one. I'm actually excited about that one because that's huge for our show as well. All right, so make sure you jot down all that information on that particular one. Okay. Moving on to grind op number 3. Grind op number 3 is in the field of recording. Again, okay, post audio engineer. In-house position for post audio work on indie films. Must have 1 year of Pro Tools experience. Again, this is in Los Angeles, California. Man, I'm gonna put the APB out because I know a lot of people out here who are looking for work. So I hope you guys are tuning in. So some of the details on that particular grind op are candidate will be responsible for creating post-audio deliverables, sound editing, and hard drive management. Again, this is where structure comes in handy, all right, and being organized. Candidate should have high competent computer skills, can handle basic repairs, and be comfortable with working long hours and weekends if necessary. Eager to work, passionate about post audio, and has optimistic demeanor with clients. All right, so as I said on the first point, this is key for, you know, organization and structure. All right, because you'll be, you know, obviously hard drive management, you know, requires, you know, structure and organization. Sound editing, that's obviously your skills, and post audio deliverables. Being that you'll have, you know, you should have high competent computer skills. You know, you'll also be dealing in the field of repairs, so you got to have some type of, you know, tech experience as well. We've kind of been getting a lot of grind ups that kind of have integrated into various things, whether it's doing this and then you got to do that, and then you got to be able to do this. You know, those are the things that in this day and age, you just got to, you know, you can't be Mr. Know-it-all, but you got to know it all. So I think, you know, just in the work environment, it's great because it actually allows you to have gears to maneuver various things. Whereas they might, you know, you might not have, you know, a whole bunch of engineering opportunities, but you might have, you know, a repair opportunity where you can come in and repair something. So there's, you know, there's different ways to get in, and this could be one of them. So obviously you got to be eager to work. You got to be passionate about what it is you're doing, which in this particular instance would be post audio. I always stress, you know, being passionate about what you love and what you're trying to do anyway. So that's key. And, you know, optimistic demeanor with clients. Again, this lends itself to knowing how to deal with clients. All right. Knowing, you know, just being personal and being able to socialize and be cool, be chill. All right. We're going to move on to grind op number 4. Grind op number 4 is in the field of recording. Again, this is audio engineer, multimedia publishing company looking for audio engineer for spoken word audio learning programs, online courses, and podcast recording sessions. This is in Louisville. Where's Louisville again, guys? Louisville. Louisville, Colorado. Oh man, sorry guys. I'm, you know, moving on to the details of this particular grind op. This is in the field of audio engineering again, Louisville, Colorado. Audio engineer will be responsible for recording, burning discs, upload audio for streaming. There will be live engineering opportunities available. Live engineering experience is a plus, but not required. Candidate must have at least 1 year of studio experience, ideal for apprentices, interested in working in an environment that will encourage. Okay, so these details are kind of like everywhere, but in the right place. Live engineer experience is a plus, but it's not required. So, you know, this is something that's not, you know, you can go in and kind of just feel your way around. Live engineering opportunities are available. So it just, you know, this sounds like an easy gig to me, but you know, also could be, you know, a great place, a platform to gain experience, an interest in working in an environment that will encourage as well. You'll be responsible for recording, burning discs, upload audio for streaming. So this is an easy gig, guys. All right, I'm sure you all know how to burn discs, which means burn your CD, burn, you know, content on the CD, and upload audio for streaming. You know, there's not much I can really tap it, you know, as far as information into this one. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, and it sounds like you can kind of get in and just, you know, if anything, absorb as much information, experience as you can around, you know, any others that are already at this place working. All right. So again, make sure you're staying with me because you will be able to access these jobs through the link that's on the right side of the screen. All right. So stay with me. Last but not least, this is grind op number 5. This is in the field of radio. They're looking for a radio assistant producer, award-winning executive producer, seeking assistant producer that will support productions for broadcast, web, and social media. This is in New York, New York. So it says award-winning executive producer. I wonder who that is. Other than that, I mean, it sounds like a really, really great opportunity. You know, anytime you get to be around folks that have, I'm not going to say success, but are great at what they do and have a long track record. I mean, those are always great opportunities because you're able to, you know, pull so much information from those opportunities and experience. And like I said, that always is a plus on your resume when you get to work with people who are, you know, who are known for what they do. So this is in New York, WNYC programming, New York Public Radio. Web experience preferred. Will be responsible for researching and finding necessary music, sound effects, archival tape for the works in progress. Writing skills and interest in cultural history, both high and low, is a must. Basic audio production, preferably Pro Tools preferred. I like that. Preferably Pro Tools preferred. Whoever wrote that is amazing. Deadline oriented, comfortable with organizational tasks. Ideal opportunity for radio graduate or audio that is comfortable with working in a fast-paced environment under strict deadlines. All right, so let's go. There's a lot of key points here, so we're gonna go one by one. Web experience preferred. Okay, so you got your web game's got to be up. Obviously, if you're one who deals in this, you know, particular environment, you know the ins and outs of what that means. Will be responsible for researching and finding necessary music, sound effects, and archival tape for the works in progress. So it sounds like you'll be hunting down and tracking down content, organizing it, and you know, pretty much having everything together on that side as far as the content and keeping it together. Great thing is, you know, just looking at these grind ops that have come up today, a lot of them really require structure and organization. So I can't stress that enough. Writing skills and interest in the cultural history, both high and low, is a must. So your writing skills got to be on point. All right. No, what did we call it back in the day? What was the terminology? Ebonics. So make sure you have your stuff together on the writing side. Basic audio production. And they're preferring that you know your ins and outs on Pro Tools. So you definitely want to have your experience together there. And workflow is key in these environments, all right? Especially on Pro Tools. Nothing worse than working with a slow person on Pro Tools, all right? It slows you down when you have an idea, when you want to do something. You just want to be able to do it quick. So make sure your skills are up to par on that one. Deadline oriented, comfortable with organizational tasks. So this is key because, you know, I always talk about, you know, just being able to execute, all right? And when you're on a deadline, you know, time frame, you want to be able to execute and get everything moving so that you can meet those deadlines and requirements. So that's key. Last point was ideal opportunity for radio graduate or audio that is comfortable with working in a fast-paced environment under strict deadlines. So this is great for you Recording Connection graduates who are in the field of radio, who are looking for a gig. The great thing is, coming out of the Recording Connection, you definitely have some experience in real time dealing with folks. So this is great for you guys, all right? Fast pace. Again, that lends itself to great workflow under strict deadlines. And that, you know, to me sounds like a bit of pressure, but pressure is good, all right? Because pressure thrives greatness and execution, all right? So I hope you've been able to jot down all that information, especially on grind op number 2, which was based out of Las Vegas, all right? Because that's a really, really great one for our show. So I hope you're able to get all that. Hope you clicked on that link on the right side of your screen to actually apply for these jobs. Again, get your resumes together, get that letterhead together, let these folks know why you feel you're great for this gig, let them know why you feel they should hire you, and all that good stuff, all right? So we're gonna move on to the Q&A, which is my favorite part of the show. This is when I actually get to talk to you, all right? I don't feel like I'm just looking at the screen. So I'm gonna look at this first question we have is from Andrew. Is it cool to include all my years of experience and training on my resume when sending my resume to an organization when they require less? Well, I think you should be able to look through what you have as far as experience and, you know, list the most important things. I mean, just think of if you were hiring yourself, you know, you want to cut to the chase. You want to be able to look at the most important things this person has been able to do as far as, you know, experience. So I think it's a matter of just trimming off the fat, you know, get to the point, what it is you're great at, what you've been able to do, who you've worked for, and, you know, just make it sweet, make it effective. You know, a whole bunch of this, I did this, you know, just you know, pull the most important stuff you got that you think would be appealing to, you know, somebody hiring. All right, hope that answers your question, Andrew. Next one, this is Rochelle. Hello, DJ Is. Question, you have everything in Atlanta, Georgia, radio or TV. We have had, I don't know if this is your first time tuning in, Rochelle, but it's kind of this one of those things where you kind of just got to tune in every Monday and catch us, because we've had everything in between LA and New York pretty much. So I'm sure we'll have a couple more in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Next one, this is from Willie. I am one-man band. All right, Willie, you're a one-man band. Well, whatever that means, Willie, man, more power to you. All right, man. One-man band in this day and age is actually a great thing. However, you can't know everything and know nothing at all. All right. So make sure whatever that is, if you're a one-man band, make sure you're great at everything it is you're doing. All right. Next question. This is Desiree. Desiree, what are some affordable entertainment lawyers that can help with beginners looking to get paid for the work? That's a funny question. I don't know really any affordable attorneys, because the moment you call them to say hello, they're billing you. All right. So I think, you know, it depends. You know, well, let me see. Resume, when I want to make sure I get this question right and great for you. All right. Looking to get paid for the work. I think what it is, I don't know what type of work you're referring to, but let me just say it's music. All right. There's actually companies you can actually become a member or join that actually look out for you as far as your works rather than getting an attorney. I mean, if you're just starting, you don't need an attorney right away. But there's a couple of companies, broadcast companies, that you can become members, and they keep track of your music, your publishing, your rights, and, you know, when you say get paid for your work, I mean, there's work for hire. I don't know if you're a musician, but to me, it sounds like it's something that's, you know, driven by content. So if it's content, like I said, there's a couple of companies that you can become a member with or join, and they'll take care of you in that aspect. And that, you know, comes in the form of a statement, them logging in all your works, your splits, all your information. But, you know, I mean, lawyers, you know, you kind of want to wait till you get into that bracket, because it can become very costly. So I hope that answers your question, Desiree. Okay, so you're a songwriter. How can a songwriter begin to find work or an internship? Well, you're tuning into the right spot. It's connected. This is what we're doing here is, you know, lends itself to songwriters, film, broadcasting, you know, and based on where you're located, I mean, you know, for songwriters, you just kind of want to find where the music's going on, you know, what's around and who's doing what with studios, where can you be, you know, how can folks listen to your songs, you know, you got SoundCloud, you got all kinds of platforms for you to display your music that can kind of help get the wheels turning for you on the songwriting side. Let's see. Looking at the questions. It's hard for me to read. Oh, okay. So you can Google. Another thing that's where you can Google search for artist rights, and okay, there's those kind of companies will come up. But like I said, there's a couple of them out there. that can steer you in the right direction when it comes to that particular question you had in regards to how can I get paid for my work. All right. So I hope that was, enough for you, Desiree. And I hope I was able to answer your questions here. All right. Next question. Ingram. Hey, DJ what are the best tools for building your resume and getting gigs in a smaller city? The best tools for building your resume. Best tool is a computer and a printer and email. You got an email, you're good. But like I said, we posted a couple weeks ago a great, I'm gonna say blueprint because it was a great blueprint for a resume. Like I said, I mean, the things you want to obviously showcase on your resume is your experience, what you've been able to do, where you graduated from, what jobs have you had, and just the most important info. All right. If you don't have any important info or info that can display your experience, man, you got to wing it. And wing it, it can be any shape or form of winging it, but you got to be able to put something down on there. And I said, really, the thing is to approach it like if you were hiring yourself, what would you want to see? You want to see organization. You want to see those things that, would make any employer comfortable with hiring somebody. All right. So those are things to be mindful of. And I'll be showcasing that layout again, probably next show for you guys to look at and, download it, print it out so that you just, as you're doing your resume, you can have it next to you and you can kind of just follow what it is and how to put a great resume. All right. Let's see. Next question. Well, guys, that looks like that's all of our questions, man. Those are great questions for this week, though. So on that note, it looks like we're going to wrap it up here. I'm happy to be here at the Recording Connection headquarters. I always love to come and hang and to have an actual backdrop and hang with my team. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Again, this is made possible through my family, which is the Recording Connection, for me to come here every week, hang out with you guys. And, like I said, I'm excited more than anything about being able to come to you all and, provide you opportunities and to kind of get you prepped and prepare for these opportunities and get you hired. All right. That's kind of what this show is all about. It's not just about mentoring, but it's also about providing opportunities. And that's something we make it a point to do here on the Connected Show. So again, every Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be here next week. I hope you're here with me watching and hanging. All right. So don't forget, send in your resumes, get your letterhead together, and apply for these gigs. All right. Because these are once in a lifetime type of gigs. All right. Catch you on the next one. I'm Iz. Peace.